Sophie and Jumong, Part 10. Don't forget to subscribe and press the notifications bell not to miss any part. Make sure there's no trace, Madam Lee had instructed the man across from her, her tone clipped and serene. He gave a respectful nod. It will look like a procedural update from the Foundation Board. Delays in funding, internal reshuffle. Nothing leads back to you. She stared out through the tinted window. Below, the city gleamed with ambition and memory. Good, she said. She won't even see it coming. That had been days ago. And the order had been executed cleanly. The university scholarship office had processed the revocation. A message had gone out to Sophie's student file. One email, scheduled late at night. No warning, no appeal, no name signed. Her phone lit up. A message from the man she had trusted with the task. Confirmed. Scholarship cancellation executed. No identifiable links. She exhaled, slowly, satisfied. The girl wouldn't even know what had hit her, not until the floor beneath her gave way. And by then, it would be too late. No tuition, no visa, no status. And Jumong? Well, he might mourn, yes, but time would distract him. Legacy would remind him, and she would be there waiting with silence and sympathy. The mother who had always stood steady when everything else fell apart. She hadn't called in days. She had meant to, but everything had changed so fast. When her mother answered, the sound of her voice was like the door to another world swinging open. "Hello?" "Hi, Mama," Sophie said quietly, her throat tightening. A pause. Then, "My girl," her mother breathed. "Are you all right?" Sophie sank onto the edge of the bench beneath the olive tree. "I think so. I didn't want you to worry." "You're my child," her mother said. "I will worry even when you're 95 with gray hair and a walking stick. That's the job." Sophie laughed softly, her chest loosening. "Things have changed." "I've seen." "You think I don't check that internet?" her mother said, half proud, half worried. "I saw the video, the man, the statement. He said your name with fire, Sophie." Sophie swallowed. "It's real, Mama. He sees me, not just on the outside. It's like he hears the things I don't even know how to say yet." There was a silence on the other end, then a gentle hum, and her mother's voice returned with quiet strength. "I always prayed that when love found you it would be loud and sure, not the kind that hides in corners. But my child, don't forget the soil you stand on. Love is beautiful, yes, but it grows best when watered with wisdom." Sophie nodded, tears filling her eyes. "I know. Have you spoken to the university?" her mother asked. "Checked on your scholarship?" Not yet. I switched phones. I've been distracted." Her mother's voice softened but didn't lose its edge. "Don't ignore your roots while you reach for the sky, Sophie. I feel like I'm in a storm, Mama. Some days I'm holding on to him. Some days I'm holding on to myself. I'm scared if I let go of either, I'll fall. I raised you to fly, Sophie, not to fall," her mother said. "But listen to me now. Read the room. Watch people's eyes, not their mouths. Look at who stands beside you when things are quiet, not just when the cameras flash." Sophie whispered. "You always say the things I didn't know I needed to hear." Her mother chuckled. "Because I see you. I always have. You are my joy and my responsibility." They were both quiet for a moment, breathing together across the miles. Then her mother continued, voice firmer now. "Follow your heart, Sophie, but walk with your eyes open. Don't shrink for anyone. But don't forget the map you came with. Your dreams still matter. Love him, but don't lose yourself." Sophie closed her eyes. "I won't. And when you feel overwhelmed, call me. Not just when the sky is blue. I want to know your rain too." "I promise," Sophie said, her voice catching. The morning skyline of Seoul glittered like a promise outside the 38th floor windows of Apex Core Industries, the powerhouse conglomerate Jumong had built from scratch. The boardroom shimmered with quiet intensity. Glass walls, polished marble, executives seated in tension-tight postures around a long obsidian table. Jumong sat at the head. His fingers drummed once against the folder before him. "The R&D division is requesting a budget realignment. one of the directors said cautiously. We're proposing we cut some low-performing acquisitions to offset... Buzz. His watch flashed once, subtle, discreet, but unmistakable. Jumong glanced down. Watchtower signal. Miraco. Level. Priority. Trace request. A single line blinked under it. Confirm meeting in 1 hour, ID request required. He didn't move at first. Instead, he reached for the water glass, took a slow sip, and nodded to the speaker. Put it into the analysis pipeline. We'll revisit after Q3 projections are updated. He stood before anyone could ask why. Continue without me. There's something I need to handle personally. There were murmurs, but no one dared to challenge his tone. He stepped out, his gait smooth and steady, shoulders straight, but his mind already shifting into another gear. This is Miraco. Years ago, Jumong visited a youth tech competition in Busan. He was meant to sponsor young coders, maybe fund a scholarship or two. But what he found was a thin teenage girl in an oversized hoodie living with her grandmother and quietly hacking into an embassy server just to see if she could. Her name was Mira. She was 16. Jumong didn't call the authorities. He called her bluff. Then he offered her something better. A full ride to one of the best cybersecurity institutes in Moscow. No publicity, no strings. Just the quiet understanding that one day she might use that brilliance for him. Private corridor, level 39. Away from cameras, away from assistants. Jumong stopped beneath a sensor-locked pane embedded in the far wall. Encrypted line, active. Miraco's voice came through. Sharp, clear, calm. No greeting. I need her image. Government ID if possible. Anything scanned or uploaded through your records. Jumong answered without hesitation. Sophie Nam, born in Windhoek, national ID number ending in 3731. I'll send her passport scan now. He opened his secure app and uploaded it into the hidden shared channel known only to them. They sealed her academic file behind a firewall this morning, Mira added. Unusual signature. Someone used Lee Foundation clearance. I can't access it without biometric tags. She switched phones, Jumong murmured. They knew it. They tried to hit her blind. They didn't expect Watchtower to still be watching. There was a pause on the line. 1 hour, Mira continued. I'll have full access and send you a tamper log. If they altered anything, we'll know. And if they revoked it? Jumong asked. Then I'll revoke their server. She ended the call. Jumong exhaled slowly. His eyes darkened, not with fear but calculation. Then a second vibration rattled his watch again. This one came from a completely different system. Local, ground level, disguised beneath gardening schedules. It was Elias. This is Elias Sifo and Lovu. He was born in South Africa, but his story began the day he met Jumong during elite international military training. At first, they were just two men from opposite corners of the world, sharp, disciplined, and trained to never flinch. But during a covert joint operation abroad, Jumong was marked for execution by double agents. The betrayal came fast, deadly. Elias didn't hesitate. He blew the mission's cover, broke every rule, and dragged Jumong out alive. That act nearly cost them both everything. They vanished from the field after that. And when Elias resurfaced, it was because Jumong had found him first, cleared his record. People were curious about who Jumong relied on the most, and it turned out to be Elias. He seeks Elias's advice in secret, and Elias always offers valuable tips that help him achieve success. Elias prefers to continue living as a gardener. Since then, Elias has lived like a ghost among flowers, pruning roses at Jumong's villas, tending the earth and driving when called. To the world, he's just a soft-spoken man with good posture and leather gloves. But behind the silence is someone watching everything. Someone whose hands may plant gardens, but whose instincts never forgot war. He speaks little, trusts even less. But when Sophie and Gina came under Jumong's protection, Elias didn't need orders. He simply started watching over them, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Villa surveillance, Elias Sifo and Lovu. Ellie. Elias wiped the sweat off his brow with a gloved hand, leaning briefly on the rake. But Elias wasn't focused on pedals today. His sunglasses hid the way his gaze had been tracing the movement of the same white SUV that had circled the estate twice already in the last 20 minutes. He tapped his earpiece. One vehicle, white Tucson. No plates on the front. Driver hasn't stepped out. Passenger took a photo through tinted glass. A pause. They're not local, no dust on the tires, rental. From miles away, Jumong's voice crackled back. Did they see Sophie? Elias didn't look up from the roses, but his grip tightened slightly on the rake. She's inside with Gina, unaware. I've walked the perimeter twice. No visible weapons, but they're not amateurs. They're waiting for a signal. Another pause. Elias waited. Hold position, Jumong said. No confrontation, not yet. Copy that. Elias replied, his voice low and even. But if they cross the outer line, I'm not asking for permission. Apex Core Industries, secure hallway. Jumong paced slowly, gaze on the floor, then lifted his head and called quietly into his mic again. Eli. Yes, boss. Tell the kitchen to prepare lunch. Make it light. Something South African if we have ingredients.